Assalamualaikum and hi to all of the lecturers and moderator. My name is Zainurhuda binti Zana Abidin. My metric is S50084. My supervisor name is Dr. Nurasma binti Arifin. Today I would like to present my review paper. The title is a review on a DNA marker approach in aquaculture and fisheries management. For the contents of my slide presentation, I have the introduction, literature review and methodology, discussion, conclusion and recommendation, and lastly the references. For the introduction, in the background study, the DNA marker are known as the revisionist technology that are used in genetic research where the organisms are being considered as a subset of mutation that can lead to the genetic variation. The variants may enhance the capability of the species and it may give a good or a bad function. So to identify the genetically inherited variant, genetic marker are being used as a method of identification. In the fisheries and aquaculture management, they are having a decline due to the problems and challenges in the management. So, the researchers are developing an alternative to reduce this issue by the development of the molecular technology. And the start of the use of molecular technology are by the use of allozyme in 1970. For DNA marker development, they are being as a potential tools in the identification of genetic species and in genetic diversity, and it gives a possible observe and expert of genetic variation in the genome. The popular type of DNA marker is mitochondrial DNA, RFLP, RAPD, AFLP, SMP, and microsatellite. For the problem segment, the decrease of the genetic diversity may influence the availability of the fish species in a future generation due to the changes of the environment. Next, the cultivation of genetically improved strain or the mismanagement of intraspecific hybridization could harm the local adaptation. And lastly, to produce a large quantities and size of fish production during harvesting. And the significance of this study is to verify the species composition and different from the morphological species using the DNA marker. And the approach of DNA marker in hybrid in species of hybrid, they can be helped in a better monitoring and management process for the aquaculture production. And lastly, to decide is to understand about the development and different type of marker in measuring the genetic diversity in the population and aquaculture stock. So the objective of this study is to determine the current status of DNA marker approach in aquaculture and fisheries management. For the literature review, there is type of molecular marker which is divided by two, the DNA base and the protein base. For the DNA base, we have the PCR base standing and non-PCR base standing where we have the sequence of non-specific technique, which is RAPD, RFLP, and AFLP. And next, for the sequence targeted PCR based technique, we have the microsatellite SMP and the mitochondrial DNA based marker. For the strands of the DNA marker, in 1950, we are established the DNA structure. In 1970, the DNA cloning and sequencing and hybridization are developed. In 1980, the DNA application and automated sequencing. And in 1980 also, the first population of genetic study on unreserved empty DNA are emerged. In 1985, the use of PCR technique are being discovered, and in 1990, the techniques are using the DNA are being dominated. The application of the DNA marker in aquaculture and fisheries management, there are various types of applications such as the population structure, identification of genes, genetic map, selection breeding, genetic diversity, sex determination, disease identification, and genetic variation. And the methodology in this study is first we are doing the search of the study, the data selection, and the data organizing. And all the information that are gathered from the data selection are being discussed. And this is a result of the information where they use a different type of marker in a different type of application. Okay, as you can see, this is a database of the different type of marker in this past 10 years. And source from the CAB abstract database and PubMed database show that the mtDNA, microsatellite, and SMP are being a major use in this past 10 years compared to RFLP, RAPD, and FLP. And the use of DNA barcoding technique are shown major progress for the past 10 years and a potential. This is the genetic application in a different type of DNA marker. Okay. Through this review, what can I say is RFLP are commonly applied in genetic population, RAPD are commonly applied in species identification and genetic diversity, AFLP in genetic mapping and genetic population, DNA magnetic in species identification, microsatellite in species identification and linkage mate, QTL mapping, genetic stock in breeding program and population structure, and the use of SNP marker are commonly applied in genetic linkage and population genetic. So, in the conclusion, what can I be conclude from this review is all of the marker have been discussed in varied type of application in fisheries and aquaculture management, and the use of the DNA marker are depending on the facilities that are available, the cost and the objective of the research study. It shows that trends of the marker have shown that the most used DNA marker in this recent study is mtDNA, microsatellite and SMP marker. And through this study also, I have been see that all of these DNA marker are proven to be an useful tool for the aquaculture and fisheries management. And for the recommendation, based on this review, what can I be recommend is DNA marker and SA marker has been recommended as a marker for the future development. It is because the SA marker has shown better DNA marker data application compared to others, and according to Russell, the use of this marker are expected to be increased in the fish genetic study because of their codominant, abundant and widely distributed. And for the DNA barcoding, they are being chosen as a future development because this marker has shown a major progress and potential, and is also a technique that is cost efficient and inexpensive, and the use of database by this technique are being helpful in the comparison of the sequence. However, all of these markers are depending on the objective and the limitation of the project. That's all from me. This is the reference, the total reference that I have in Q3. Thank you.